Tonight on Nightline, the Palin exclusive. Our cameras are out with Sarah Palin and her most ardent supporters. So is she the new face of the grand old party? It's the ABC News interview. And trick or treat, time's running short for John McCain to steal Barack Obama's momentum. Will there be a Halloween surprise? George Stephanopoulos is back with the Nightline report card on what's going right and what's going wrong. Plus, boy versus mountain. Can an 11-year-old boy climb one of the world's toughest peaks? Should he? We join him more than 20,000 feet above sea level, where one wrong step could spell disaster.
From the global resources of ABC News with Terry Moran, Martin Bashir, and Cynthia McFadden in New York City, this is Nightline, October 30th, 2008.
Good evening, I'm Cynthia McFadden. We begin tonight with the race for the White House, a race that's electrified the American public. Consider this, well over 15 million people have already cast their ballots, with record turnout expected next Tuesday at the polls. Now, one of the spark plugs propelling people to vote is certainly Sarah Palin, who has attracted both strong support and strong criticism. At her peak, right after the Republican convention, 59% of likely voters held an overall favorable opinion of her. That has tumbled to 46% favorable. But that is only part of the story, as Kate Snow reports from the campaign trail.
Good evening, Cynthia. Sarah Palin packed this baseball stadium tonight. Her crowds are enthusiastic, and they say they'd love to see her as the face of the Republican Party for years to come.
At event after event today, from Missouri to Pennsylvania, Sarah Palin did the job that always falls to the vice presidential candidate: attack.
Now, Barack Obama didn't have much to say in that long infomercial of his last night about the stakes in the wars that America is fighting. He wrapped his closing message in a warm and fuzzy, scripted infomercial intended to soften the focus in these closing days.
Palin routinely draws larger crowds than John McCain does. A sea of people in Erie, Pennsylvania this afternoon. They are enthusiastic, they wear red, they are the base, and they love her.
I wish I could be like her more.
In what sense?
To stand up for what's right and to look out for children that have disabilities.
Certainly Sarah Palin is a woman whom I think most women should be proud of.
She rarely goes off script on the stump, relies on a teleprompter at nearly every event. A top McCain aide says Palin is given talking points every day.
Now, sometimes in politics, it's those candid little moments that give us the whole picture.
2 days ago, the attack was based on a 2001 radio interview in which Obama seemed to lament that redistributive change never happened during the civil rights movement. The Obama camp called it a fake news controversy. But Palin went further than her running mate, accusing Obama of wanting to rewrite the Constitution.
But our opponent's ideological commitment to spread the wealth around, taking more from you, spreading it around, it's been tried in other societies, friends, and the only things that ever spread were scarcity and poverty and bureaucracy.
But is this more than freelancing on talking points? In recent days, a chorus of anonymous McCain aides and Republican outsiders has accused Palin of going rogue, looking out for her own political future.
I don't think there's any question she has ambition. And if you look at vice presidential candidates for the last 50 years, once somebody becomes a nominee for vice president, they automatically start having future ambitions, and they automatically start looking past election day.
But it's gotten ugly. One McCain advisor reportedly labeled Palin a diva. Another top McCain advisor reportedly called her a whack job. A column today suggested McCain's campaign is looking for a scapegoat if the ticket loses on Tuesday.
I mean, it's almost as if they're organizing a circular firing squad before election day. Usually they don't start putting those circular firing squads until after election day.
McCain aides have pointed to specific instances of Palin speaking off the cuff at cross purposes with her boss. The day after McCain decided to pull resources out of Michigan, Palin told reporters,
I would sure love to get to run to Michigan and make sure that Michigan knows that we haven't given up there.
2 weeks later, she seemed to criticize McCain's use of robocalls.
If I could wave a magic wand, I would be sitting at a kitchen table with more and more Americans, talking to them about our plan to get the economy back on track and winning the war, and not having to rely on the old conventional ways of campaigning that includes those robocalls.
Off the reservation, columnist George Will says it's more like rookie mistakes the staff should have expected from a person with Palin's level of experience.
It's always possible to explain mistakes in terms of guile. That's a sign of paranoia. The fact is, mistakes often get made, particularly in the fatigue and tension of a campaign, by people who are talking 18 hours a day. They're going to say some things they shouldn't say.
Will says there are conservatives pushing the idea of Palin in 2012.
I assume that the idea has entered her head because enough conservatives are out there trying to put it in her head that she should be the titular head of the Republican Party after this election, assuming John McCain is not president.
In an interview with ABC's Elizabeth Vargas, Palin said she's focused on winning next week.
If it doesn't go your way on Tuesday, 2012?
I'm just thinking that it's going to go our way on Tuesday, November 4th. I truly believe that the wisdom of the people will be revealed on that day as they enter that voting booth. They will understand the stark contrast between the two tickets.
But the point being that you haven't been so bruised by some of the double standard, the sexism on the campaign trail to say, I've had it, I'm going back to Alaska.
Absolutely not. I think that if I were to give up and wave a white flag of surrender against some of the political shots that we've taken, that would bring this whole... I'm not doing this for naught. No, we're gonna progress. We're gonna keep going forward. So it is all worth it, and I'm not complaining about any of it.
Not doing this for naught, did that mean she would run in 2012? Last night, a top Palin advisor insisted that's not what she meant. Her only plan for 2012, he said, is to help John McCain in his re-election.
John McCain knows how to win a war. He wants to win the war, and as a mother of one of the troops in Iraq, dear God, he is exactly the kind of man I want as commander-in-chief.
But her fans are ready for a Palin run.
She is very qualified, she's very personable, and she's very excited. So I would support her.
There's no doubt that she could run this country.
In the Wall Street Journal today, Governor Palin said that she finds some of the criticism supposedly coming from inside the campaign unbelievable. She says she won't believe it until there are names attached. Cynthia?
Our thanks to Kate Snow. The Palin phenomenon. You can see more of Elizabeth Vargas' interview with Sarah Palin tomorrow night on 2020. When we come back, meet the kid climber who has reached for the sky and got there by foot.
What's going to happen to the gas guzzlers, the monsters of the road? All the utility in the world isn't worth much if we can't afford to drive them. So, why not have utility and efficiency? The Hyundai Santa Fe, with all the features you want in a CUV, plus 24 miles per gallon.
Get 0% financing for up to 36 months and up to $3,000 bonus cash on a 2008 Hyundai Santa Fe.
When you see what we've done with veggies, you'll think it's uncanny. Introducing V8 soups from Campbell's. A full serving of vegetables in a soup so velvety and delicious, you won't be able to contain yourself. New Campbell's V8 soups.
We had a health concern. Turned out to be nothing, but it got us doing more to protect our health, like taking silver.
Centrum Silver age-adjusted multivitamins have key antioxidants that help support natural cell repair.
Our health protection starts with Centrum Silver.
Emmett, your gray facial hair has put you in a rocking chair.
Your beard is weird.
Just for Men Gel.
Gets rid of gray in 5 easy minutes.
His edge is back. He scores! Just for Men. Keep your edge.
With over 1 billion movies delivered so far, it's movie time. Netflix.
Sarah Silverman and T.I. on an all-new Jimmy coming up on ABC.
Friday, it's the interview that has everyone talking. VP candidate Sarah Palin, one-on-one with Elizabeth Vargas, firing back at the media and answering critics from her own party.
I know who I am, and I know the truth.
A 2020 exclusive Friday.
steel, auto, airlines. What do these industries all have in common? Hundreds of thousands of lost jobs and union bosses who helped to put them out of business. If you think the economy's bad now, it could get worse. Union bosses are pushing their own bailout bill in Congress that could force employees to pay union dues against their will. Economists say it will cost jobs and damage the economy. Fight the Employee Forced Choice Act at employeefreedom.org.
We turn now to a boy set on achieving a mountainous feat. While any parent would agree it's important for a child to set goals, this 11-year-old is going to extreme heights, extreme danger. Not even a teen, Jordan Romero has already climbed some of the most dangerous mountains in the world. Is it a fantastic adventure or folly? John Donovan reports for our series Nightlines, Into the Wild.
Can you tell? Here at 17,000 feet above sea level, with another 3,000 to go, where all you can hear is the crunching of your own footsteps. And the wind slicing in at 32 degrees below freezing. Can you tell which one of these bundled up humans is the kid, the 11-year-old, who set out to climb the highest, hardest mountain in North America? He's the one.
Well, we're here at 17,200 feet at high camp. This is our last camp before we go up to the summit, which is right up there.
His name is Jordan Romero, a California kid who was only 9 years old when he got fixed on an idea to climb to the top of the world's highest mountains, one per continent, including Everest, before he turned 16, which means he started in a hurry.
I've climbed Mount Aconcagua in South America, Mount Elbrus in Europe, Mount Kosciuszko in Australia, and Mount Kilimanjaro of Africa.
But this one, number 5 on his list, this one was turning out to be the hardest yet. Alaska's Mount McKinley, also known as Denali. The mountain, 20,320 feet above sea level. The boy, 1 month shy of his 12th birthday. At the beginning of his climb.
It might not be the highest of what I've done, but it has to be the one with it's the most technical. The one where you're most likely, to slip and fall and have an accident.
How do you put one foot in front of another when you know that that's what's at stake?
Well, I know the mountain that I'm climbing is always unpredictable. You have no idea what's going to happen.
One day I picked up Jordan from school, and he said, "Dad, I want to climb the 7 summits."
He was just shocked. His jaw was like...
Jordan's father, Paul Romero, is an adventurer himself, a paramedic who loves to run and kayak and climb mountains. And when Jordan went up Mount McKinley, Paul was there with him, as guide and as father.
To the top of Denali. It's your Father's Day gift.
I knew he needed to even begin to understand what mountaineering was, that there's just long, hard, dirty, unfun hours and days and weeks of carrying packs and long, extensive, brutal travel and all this type of stuff just before you can even think about climbing the mountains.
That was hard, training for it. At first I thought, what? I'm thinking, why am I doing this training?
The training is mostly building up your aerobic.
Yes, technical side, working side, mental side.
What's the mental side?
It's making the right choices and also, staying focused. Otherwise, one wrong step, it'll be the last step you'll ever take.
Jordan managed to get a bit of a blister on the back of his heel on the trek today.
The morning of day 4 of their climb.
My foot is... Before, it was just killing me, and, oh, man. Well, my alarm just went off. It's time to check the radio for the weather forecast.
Wednesday, mostly clear, with winds 15 miles an hour or less.
Yes. There's the machine right here.
To get his lungs ready for the thin air at the top of the peak, Jordan back home had spent months sleeping inside a tent that lowered the oxygen available to him.
The tent here is for Acclimatizing in the altitude for the mountains, this is my lifeline. I would like to say. These are what I depend on. You have to take a lot of gear. You know, there's no Sherpas up here, no sled dogs or anything like that. You carry your own stuff.
What are you most nervous about?
Well, bad weather, avalanches, anything could happen on that mountain.
Karen Lundgren, his dad's girlfriend, is with them on every climb. She's the voice behind the camera.
Is it steep here? By the looks of it, yeah.
In a way that's real, it's not just theoretical, that you really could all, including your boy, could get killed doing this.
I do live with that in my mind. I do live with the fact that we do some pretty risky things in this mountaineering quest that he has.
You're bringing him up to very high places where things fall, including people, and don't come back
Absolutely.
alive.
I've had some tough moments, man. I've had some sleepless nights. We know we don't have a completely impenetrable bubble around him.
Oh my God.
Is the risk of dying, is that what makes it a goal worth conquering?
I want to do something that's quite life-risking.
You do?
That's what every single person in their life has to do, take risks, take chances. Go fast, take chances.
The danger, of course, is what fascinates anybody who doesn't go where Jordan is going.
And congratulations to Jordan Romero. Congratulations, Jordan.
In his hometown, Big Bear Lake, California, he's becoming a celebrity. He's asked to speak at schools, and the kids are desperate for an autograph.
The number one thing up on the mountains is making the right choices. And if you don't make the right choices, might not be coming back to your homes.
The flat truth of a kid who lives on the edge, literally.
Proud of you, buddy. Stay focused. Almost there.
5 days in, the climb is getting steeper and harder.
It's tiring.
There's no other boy in the world that could even dare do this, Jordan. This is an amazing route. You're so brave.
Yeah, there's a fine line between encouraging him and pushing him through some dark, low moments when he's down on himself. The difference between that and to a point where he has reached his maximum mentally, physically, and where the risk has become too high. Jordan has just not even come close to that point yet.
Danger is never far away. To the left, a sheer drop. To the right, a rocky unknown.
We're getting ready for the push to the summit. Very nervous.
Finally, the summit. After 7 days of climbing.
Here it is, little buddy.
Oh my God.
You did it, buddy.
We did it! 5 down, 3 to go! That for me was one of the greatest moments of my life. I've climbed a mountain that is harder than Mount Everest.
And you want to climb Everest?
Hopefully, age 14. I love you. Love you too, guys.
A kid with a goal. It just happens to take him up where the air is almost too thin to breathe. I'm John Donvan for Nightline.
Yeah!
Everest at age 14. Safe climbing. When we come back, parsing the Palin pick, George Stephanopoulos is back with the Nightline report card.
Temperatures and
For weeks, he's having problems with his pitching elbow, and team doctors want him to sit a few games.
high pressure system continues to sit over the area, and that's going to mean more.
Once you've dealt with the things that come between you, don't let erectile dysfunction get in the way.
Viva Viagra Viagra, America's most prescribed ED treatment, can help you enjoy a more satisfying sexual experience. To learn more, spend some quality time with Viagra.com. Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Don't take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease in vision or hearing. Now's the time. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you.
Make a real meal in minutes. Your whole family loves to eat. With a cheesy hot casserole, wholesome food is such a treat. Campbell's cheesy chicken and rice casserole, possibilities.
Mom knew I needed calcium from day one. Now I'm the mom, and I know 80% of us don't get enough calcium from food. Our bodies can steal it from our bones. Give yourself some TLC, Tender Loving Caltrate, and give TLC to somebody you love.
Tonight, Jimmy and Sarah Silverman reminisce.
Talk about some of the favorite things that we've done together, some of the memories we've shared.
Nah, I got nothing.
Plus, #1 selling rap star T.I. Emmy award-winning Jimmy Kimmel Live. All new, coming up on ABC.
I'm Gordon Smith, and I approve this ad.
Jeff Merkley's desperate attacks, sleaziness, says Reinhardt of the Oregonian. His claims, laughable, says the Register Guard. Not true, says the Oregonian. Jeff Merkley, false attacks, desperate campaign.
Dave Brownlow, too liberal, wants President Bush tried for war crimes and favors abolishing prisons. Dave Brownlow, just too liberal.
I've been sent into harm's way before because of unpermitted work. The fact is that building permits and the accompanying safety inspections protect the lives of your family, neighbors, and firefighters. Measure 63 is poorly written and would take away these essential safety measures. Measure 63 would even allow dangerous unpermitted work on electrical wiring, structural supports, and gas lines. For a safe home and peace of mind, vote no on Measure 63.
Kate Brown has the right experience and is best prepared to be Oregon's Secretary of State. Brown offers bipartisan leadership to get our economy moving again. And she'll conduct rigorous audits to make sure tax dollars are spent on our priorities. And Kate Brown cracked down on initiative fraud and will make sure those who break election laws are prosecuted.
Under my watch, we'll always have elections you can trust.
Kate Brown for Secretary of State.
Nightline continues from New York City with Cynthia McFadden.
We turn again to the presidential race, just 5 days to go until the election, and Barack Obama is holding steady with an 8-point advantage over John McCain among likely voters, according to our latest ABC News tracking poll. Time is running short. Chief Washington correspondent George Stephanopoulos is back for the Nightline report card. And George, we reported earlier on Sarah Palin's role in the campaign, so let's start there. Was picking Sarah Palin a mistake?
Well, if John McCain wins on Tuesday, the short answer is no. If he loses, that's the question I'd most like an honest answer to. We know why she was picked. We know that the campaign was looking for a candidate who could solidify the Republican base, excite the Republican base, and reach out to some voters in the middle, women and men, who might be attracted to a reform candidate, the first female GOP candidate for vice president with working class roots. It didn't seem to work there, even though Sarah Palin is still popular with Republicans. When you look at the bottom line, Joe Biden helped Barack Obama with all voters. He made people feel better about Barack Obama. Sarah Palin has hurt John McCain with the broader electorate. That's shown in poll after poll after poll.
So, George, could any Republican win in this recession?
Well, that is the $64,000 question. And, you know, again, we'll find out for sure on Tuesday, but the odds are so stacked against any Republican candidate this time around. You've had 8 straight months of job loss. You've had the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. You've had a stagnant economy for about a year or so, and now we just learned today that we had negative growth in this quarter. The incumbent party has never been able to hold power in the midst of a recession, on the heels of a recession, or on the edge of a recession since William McKinley in 1900. He was the last candidate who was able to hold power as an incumbent facing these kind of economic conditions.
Well, George, tomorrow's Halloween. What's going to happen on the Friday before the election?
Something always does. You know, you look back at the last 3 elections, and the Friday before the election, there's been a big story. 4 years ago, the Osama bin Laden tape. John Kerry is convinced that defeated him. 4 years before that, we all learned about George W. Bush's DUI as a young man. The Bush campaign believes that that cost them the popular vote in 2000. And back in 1992, the Friday before the election, Caspar Weinberger, George H.W. Bush's defense secretary, was indicted on Iran-Contra. We don't know what's going to happen this time around, but because there's been so much early voting, I don't think any kind of a story could have that much of an impact.
We'll see tomorrow. You'll be back. George Stephanopoulos, our thanks as always. You can offer your own insights on these campaign issues by clicking on the Nightline page at abcnews.com. We come back. It's time for tonight's closing argument.
ABC News Nightline, brought to you by Travelers Insurance.
Once upon a time, people worried about the things they loved. Until something wonderful arrived. We're gonna need a bigger umbrella. Now, they don't have to worry any longer. For auto, home, and business, Travelers.
This is a Centrum multivitamin, complete from A to zinc. This is CoraWise, a natural ingredient that can lower cholesterol. Put them together, and you get Centrum Cardio, the first and only complete multivitamin that can lower cholesterol. Centrum Cardio.
Burning, itching. I should have used Preparation H.
And for extra relief, use Preparation H medicated wipes first. Unlike most ordinary wipes, they relieve while you clean. Then use maximum strength cream. Preparation H, the relief expert.
This election season is the View's sweet spot, so the ladies are doing their patriotic duty on Halloween.
I speak softly and carry a big stick.
And a first lady only a mother could love. This is big, presidential power this Halloween at the Red, White, and View.
After all the negative ads from Jeff Merkley, where's the truth? The Bend Bulletin and Mail Tribune call Gordon Smith moderate. He's a moderate who opposes the war, supports gay rights, stem cell research, and green energy. And Gordon Smith is a moderate who has shown the independence to represent Oregon. Before you believe Merkley's ads, listen to those who know the truth.
I'm Gordon Smith, and I approve this ad.
The last time Oregon families faced difficult economic times, Jeff Merkley had a solution: higher taxes. Merkley voted for the largest tax increase in Oregon history. He actually voted 44 times for higher taxes, higher gas taxes, higher property taxes, and worst of all, higher income taxes on families earning as little as $10,000 a year. Call Jeff Merkley. Tell him to change, because higher taxes in a bad economy is wrong for Oregon families. Paid for by Republicans Who Care Individual Fund.
In 2002, Portlanders made children a higher priority. We created the Portland Children's Levy. It's working, protecting children from abuse and violence, improving academic performance, building stronger families. Now it's time to renew the Children's Levy. The same rate we've been paying, only proven programs, citizen oversight. They still need it, so do we. Invest in the future. Vote yes to renew the Children's Levy.
Steel, auto, airlines. What do these industries all have in common? Hundreds of thousands of lost jobs and union bosses who helped to put them out of business. If you think the economy's bad now, it could get worse. Union bosses are pushing their own bailout bill in Congress that could force employees to pay union dues against their will. Economists say it will cost jobs and damage the economy. Fight the Employee Forced Choice Act at employeefreedom.org.
Mike Erickson is a real piece of work, a work of fiction. He faked endorsements, exaggerated his resume, was kicked off the ballot, and he even misled his allies about his true abortion position. Then there's the trip to Cuba that Erickson claimed was humanitarian, but it was filled with cigars, parties, and nightclubs. Mike Erickson, fact or fiction? He's pretty scary. The Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Everything you need to start your day.
K2 News this morning.
McCain, Obama, the White House. For an election this historic, only ABC News, turning the crossroads of the world, Times Square, New York, into your super election headquarters. Charlie Gibson, Diane Sawyer, George Stephanopoulos, ABC Election Night.
And it's time now for tonight's closing argument. We reported earlier tonight that polls show Sarah Palin's favorability rating dropping by double digits among likely voters. So tonight we ask you, do you think Sarah Palin has become a drag on the Republican ticket? Log on to the Nightline page at abcnews.com and let us know. And tomorrow night, my co-anchor Terry Moran will be live with the Obama campaign in Indiana, a state that hasn't voted Democratic since 1964. George Bush carried the state in 2004 by more than 20%. Does Obama have a shot at the state's 11 electoral votes? That's tomorrow night. That is our report for tonight. I'm Cynthia McFadden for Terry Moran, Martin Bashir, and all of
Weeks of almost no rain, which is rare for Oregon. We've managed to waste that away.
What the city has done to shore up the hillside and what neighbors are hearing from their insurance companies at 6. Nightly News is straight ahead tonight. Religion and politics, why a veteran of Republican politics is being sued by her Democratic challenger.
Plus, making a difference, getting children out of foster care and into loving homes. That's on Nightly News at 5:30.
We'll be back with more local news in 1/2 hour.
Gordon Smith's support of George Bush's economic policies is draining the middle class. And now things are starting to spiral out of control. With tax breaks that ship jobs overseas, tax cuts for the wealthy, tax giveaways for big oil. Gordon Smith supports flooding the special interests with cash while our economy goes right down the drain. Gordon Smith, stop supporting tax breaks that send jobs overseas. Patriot Majority is responsible for the content of this advertising.
In tough times like these, do we want to give more power to Wall Street and big corporations? Measure 64 would do just that. Bill Sizemore put a loophole in 64 that would increase the power of lobbyists and corporate special interests while hurting the people we trust and depend on the most. Measure 64 would silence the voices of our nurses, firefighters, and teachers, but let Wall Street banks and lobbyists off the hook. Say no to Bill Sizemore's deceptive corporate loophole. Vote no on Measure 64.